What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to another episode of Jesus and Bros.
Episode 7.
Volume's down, bro.
Franco, bro, you're killing me, dude.
I told him before we started.
Killing me.
Don't mess up, Franco.
No.
Ready? There it is. That's all I need. Every episode, Franco. You got one job.
Okay.
So I just want to welcome everybody. So there he goes. He got a mute button and everything.
He got a mute button.
So we want to welcome everybody to our show tonight, episode
7.
Woo! So we're not gonna start. Don't start it early. Don't do it. Just want to.
So tempting.
Just want to promote some stuff early, so we can use the rest of the time while we're on here. But this Friday we're gonna be at Turning Point Church Awakening. Myself and Jerry will be there. We're going to be leading worship with Uproar, and then this Sunday we're gonna be having our monthly Uproar service, Unites, there at Centro Betel, at David's dad's church, Joe Reyes' church. So I'm excited to be there this Sunday as well. And August 3rd, we have our Leaders Advance. We just had a meeting with our leaders last night, and I am super excited about this Leaders Advance coming up. Really focusing on the heart, and then on top of that, make sure you guys go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go like us on Instagram, and make sure that you're following us to keep going where we're going. All right. So yeah, that's all I got for our promotions. Sounds good.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
So let's get into the week. Mr. Jerry, as always, how was Sunday morning? Oh,
Sunday
Don't
morning,
drop your mic.
I was on my way to McKinney to work.
oh, you didn't go to church?
I did not go to church yesterday.
Sinner.
Tell me something I
Quack,
don't
quack,
know.
quack, 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 quack,
Sinner.
quack, 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 quack.
Once again, that's all Jerry wants in this show. That's all he asks for. So what did you go do on Sunday in McKinney? Did you go at least fix a church?
I wish. That would have made my day better. No, just a regular house.
Just a regular old house.
Just a regular
So if you guys don't
four-wall
know,
lame
house.
dude.
Jerry actually does construction, and
I remodel homes. Yeah.
not very well, but he does
No. Chueco pero bien pegado.
it. Yeah, he gets it in there. He's like, so if you guys ever need your house remodeled, this is the guy to call. He does it for tips and for a bag of chips.
Or guns.
You're this close. You're
long
this
as-
close.
And Dragon Ball Z, like antiques.
Cool. So, I mean, did you get fed? Did you study your Bible at home?
No.
I mean, no, but I listen to worship music.
Okay. That's cool. You're forgiven. Franco,
Yes, sir.
tell me about this conference that they made you run sound at.
Well, I didn't. I was voluntold to run sound this past week.
Voluntold.
Voluntold. Shout out to everybody listening. Okay.
Shout out to
Shout-outs.
Planet Earth.
Shout out to Planet Earth, because you are one hot ticket.
What?
Last week it was cool because it was my first. I mean, I guess you could call it a women's conference that I ran sound at.
Ladies,
Right?
What's
ladies.
up, ladies?
What's up, ladies?
I've always felt weird leading conferences at like women's conferences, because like I'll go up there and I'll be the only dude, and they be like, Gloria, Gloria. I'm like, don't be looking at me, look at Jesus. Like all these women, these single ladies out
Women's.
here, and I'm like, I'm married.
All the
Yo,
single ladies.
I'm
Hold
married.
up that ad, like, you see this?
Just like, Lord, I lift your name on high.
I mean, you can look, but you can't touch.
Just holding my ring up.
Real good.
Spirit of-
No, it was good, man. The first night went really well. I was just there to assist and help out in any kind of situation. So I was just kind of there. And then Friday comes along, and then I get a text like, "Hey, guess what? You're gonna run sound for the morning service and the evening service."
I think it was different, but like, you will run sound or you're fired.
It's in your contract.
You do as you're told.
I just remember saying, "Yes, ma'am. Please don't fire me." That's
Please, I need this job.
I have 10 kids.
But yeah, man, it was
No
good.
cobro.
No cobro.
No cobro.
Yeah, so that was Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday, man, ran sound. Shout out to David Vela, who's still in Mexico.
Mexico.
Love you, bro.
Vela.
Please come back. But yeah,
Safe.
overall, man, it's been real good. I mean, as far as the week, last week. So
So did you play on Sunday or no?
no, I ran sound Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they got you like that, bro.
I mean, way different responsibility, but you know,
See, sound guys,
it's fun.
they're like, I want to run sound, but I don't want to put batteries and I don't want to run cables and I just want to
Nope.
run the board, bro.
Nope. That's what an assistant is for.
That's true. You got to have a runner, right?
Yeah.
Go change those batteries, idiot.
I told you to connect those.
You'll never get on
cables.
the board at this pace. Just like volunteer church camp. Like, we teach people how to run back and forth from the stage real fast.
This is how you run.
That's horrible.
Jobbing. This is how I want you to run.
So, yeah, man.
So help me, I will teach you.
I will lay the smack it down on your Rudy poo. No.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Volunteers at church are always funny, man. Like, I still don't know how people get fired as volunteers. Like, you know what? You're no longer going to serve here. Like, this is not your ministry. Like, I got fired from a volunteer position, bro. Like, how do you go home and tell your wife that?
like, babe.
It's like, you're always getting fired. Even when you volunteer. It's the
oh,
worst.
man.
No, but so my Sunday was very eventful. Limitless. It was great servicing. Awesome service. We had fun.
Yeah.
They made me do offering, and I've never done offering. Like, they made me like announce offering.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Gotcha.
you go up there and say, "Hey, everybody, let's give." And I was telling my church, it's like, I never do this. Like, I'm always leading. I've never been asked to do offering. And we went, they came up to me before service and they go, "Hey, can you do offering?" And I was like, all right, like, I don't know what I'm going to say, but okay.
Yeah.
And so I go up there and like Holy Spirit like convicted me nasty, dude, because me and Karen actually sat down and we charted out all of our bills. Like, the phone is this much, cable's this much, internet's this much, and you write it all out and be like, and this is how much we make a month, so we're going to budget out everything. And not once did we put our tithes in there. Not once.
Right.
So I went up there to do offering, and I was just like, oh, man, I didn't even put it in my budget. So I went up there and just, like, put myself on blast. And I was like, yeah, I did budget, and I didn't even put my tithes. Like, I'm a terrible person. And so we went up there, and God really convicted me because I still didn't give my tithes on Sunday. Like, because during offering, I was doing offering, so I didn't get a chance to actually put my money in there.
Sure.
And so on the way home from church, my truck ran out of gas. Like, I got deserted on the side of the road.
Really?
No joke. Like, and I was just like, man, like that conviction is a real thing, dude. Like, it's a real thing. And I feel a little bit of conviction right now at this table.
Why? Why?
Because y'all like,
Well,
just
we're
looking at
we're
me.
listening.
Just looking at
That's
me.
what listening looks like.
I can smell it too.
I can smell the conviction in the air. Like, I can smell it at this table.
Do you tithe your money you win from your church?
Of course I do.
So what church do you tithe to? Your dad's?
Mm-mm.
What church?
The church that I work at.
Oh, you tithe back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there.
That's taxes. That
yeah,
doesn't count.
Yeah.
That is not taxes.
They're like, we're gonna take taxes out. Like, well, that's my 10%.
Then take that 10% back to you.
And give it to the government. How about that? Y'all can do whatever you want to do with that 10%. No, so I felt like it was like a real deep conviction, like for me.
Yeah.
Because what do y'all think about that? Like, I know there's a lot of people that say, the church just wants money.
Sure.
Like, they're all about the money and blah, blah, blah. So what do y'all think about those churches that are actually money hungry, and then there's those churches that are not striving, but they're in desperate need of finances, but nobody wants to give because they think the church just wants money.
Oh, got you. You mean like that mindset of like, I don't feel like I need to give because the church just wants my money.
Yeah.
So I might as well just spend it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I see it as selfish. In one aspect, I mean, I can understand people's paranoia, but I mean, maybe that's just trauma from other churches.
Right.
I don't know people's situations. I mean,
Right.
people come from different backgrounds. Personally, I feel like I tithe just because I've kind of been raised in that belief of, you give God your first fruits,
Right.
and God will bless that. But in the regard of people who just kind of want to not do that but still come to church, I mean, you let God in only, into certain areas of your life, emotionally, spiritually, but financially. I mean, that may be a gray line for them where they're just like, no, the church is not gonna, no,
Yeah.
God, you're not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
man. It kind of annoys me when people say that stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
they're just all about the money and blah, 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 and this and this and this. And I'm just like, dude, you give your money. If a homeless guy is like, bro, I just want a beer, you're like, tired, bro, I'll give you some money. Like, I have given homeless people beers because they were really honest with me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to be honest, bro. I just want a beer, bro. I'm trying to catch a buzz. And I'm just like, hey, thank you for being honest, bro. Here's $2. Go get a Bud Ice 40. Like,
Go get a 40.
Yeah, man.
They're 250.
yeah.
But
What do you think, Jerry? What do you think about tithing and...
Well, let me ask this: where does our tithe go for? Where does it go first and foremost?
It goes into the church. It goes into any bills that need to
Right.
be paid, anything that needs to be done in the church.
Okay. So what about the people that see the church is already like flowing, and yeah, they're like, they don't need my money. Well, there's that. They don't need my money, and what y'all were saying about, what are you talking about?
tithing?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about
Austin
tithing?
Powers? What's going on?
Austin Powers. Let's all give our tithes to support Austin Powers' new movie. That's a good way.
We want to bring it. We want to bring it. Austin
Yeah.
Powers 4.
Yep.
There you go. We'll
That's
start it.
We're going to finance it.
So what were you asking? What's your question?
So yeah, so tithes go into the church via bills and whatever and whatnot.
Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of tricky because people hate it, and then some people are just like, just go along with it because it's in the Bible.
It's not.
You make
So
it sound
did
like
you heard what you just said, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it sound
just
like
go
they're
along with it because
brainwashed.
it's in the Bible.
Because it's in the Bible, yeah.
Like, that's like saying, like, don't kill people because it's in the Bible.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Don't kill people because it's in the Bible. It's bad.
Okay.
It's bad to kill.
Go ahead. Keep going. I just want to see you unravel this because, like, I love watching you unravel things.
It's always like a struggle in my end, unraveling. Okay. Do we have to tithe?
The Bible calls us to tithe. Yes.
Right. And if you don't tithe,
Then you're in disobedience.
I'm in disobedience. How many people are disobedient in that? Like, You said you're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Franco uses taxes as an excuse. So, like,
Just to recoup that.
if we start tithing, like, more often than we already do, what's that going to do?
Who says that we have to do it more?
Most of us.
Yeah.
So every week we have to tithe, right? But
It's your first fruit. So like it's like when it talks about first fruits, is that income or that harvest that you got. You were working all week, and we're going to use the farm analogy. You're working your crops all week, all year, whatever the case is.
right.
And your harvest finally comes. The first ones that came up, those are the ones that you offer to God, and say, you provided everything else, so I'm going to give you the first ones that came in, and you'll give me the 90. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, it's only 10%. And I know to some of us, like, $100 is $10. $10 is $1. And I remember as a kid, my dad gave me $10 and said, tithe this money. And at that time, it was only $1.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal,
Right.
right?
Right.
You get $100, now you got to tithe $10. You get $1,000.
It's $100.
You got to, but it's the same thing, but people see it as I'm losing out.
Now, is tithing only for money? Because, like you said, the harvest, his crops, he would do 10% of his crops as an offering to God. And now, in this day and age, yeah, most things we earn is money. But is there something else, or is it only money?
Like what? Like in what other way?
Let's put the example, like, yeah, I worked all week hard, to earn my money.
Like, what else is there that we can actually give? Like, I say it in this way. Even as musicians, you can say,
I give my time
I give my time,
and ability.
like my time first to Jesus.
Right, anybody can say that. I'm sacrificing my time to do this.
To
whatnot.
rehearse. Like, my first priority is not, hey, I got to learn my gig or I'm going to record for something for myself. My first priority is to rehearse for Jesus, or like be in that quiet time with Jesus. That percentage of time that you want to give to him, then you do that.
Yeah.
Like in that way.
So now we're counting as our intimate time with Jesus as percentage.
Yeah, because, like I would say, even as rehearsal, right? Sometimes we get off track that we're not even thinking about Jesus because we're practicing the music, because we're trying to perfect it.
Mm-hmm.
But do we honestly, and we talked about this yesterday at our the leaders advance meeting.
Yeah.
It's like that time that you actually get, that little bit of time that you actually get, do you actually sit there and just pray? Or do you actually just sit there and just talk to Jesus and say, hey, like, because I've come to the understanding, like, God, I want wisdom in my music. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to understand my music. I don't want to just think I know what I'm doing. I don't want to just go off what I've learned. I want you to give me wisdom so that when I pick up my instrument or when I play my instrument, it's something that you're giving me and not something that I have. And so that's me understanding the importance of the first fruits before I even touch an instrument. Why do you think like people pray before the service starts?
Right.
That's that time where you're like, before we even do anything, God, like, we give it to you.
Right.
Like,
so would that be considered a tithing?
That's considered. I would say that's considered tithing, but I mean, that's doing that in everything, all aspects. Before I even do anything, I give it to you. I mean, that's in every aspect. Like, have you ever gone on a road trip and like, before we leave, let's pray. I want to give this to you. I give you this road trip, God. Like, I give you this time right now.
Surround your angels in this bus.
Yeah, exactly.
You drive a bus, bro?
Dude, Magic School Bus, the Volkswagen ones, Scooby-Doo Shagwagon.
So you have all those. You own all those vehicles.
Yeah, and the copyrights.
That's cool.
No, I'm lying.
Yeah, man. So, what do you think, Jerry?
About
Should we do it? Should
what?
we tithe?
Well, in a way, you're kind of saying that we already do tithe.
Yeah.
So now, are you asking, should we add on the 10% of money into the?
We should tithe
Well,
at all times.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the subject is tithing not only financially, but expanding that idea of you give the first kind of fruits of kind of everything, your job, your ability, your skill.
So if that's part of the percentage, where does 10% stop?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
If you work 8 hours, like what's 10% of 8 hours?
8 minutes? I don't know.
I guess. What is that?
10 minutes?
Do the math, somebody, please. Somebody watching
Somebody
us. 'Cause
chime
we're not
in.
very smart. We just talk.
We're just some bros.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of people, and I'm just, as we're talking, like I'm even thinking to myself, like, how much prayer time do you really have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we work for 8 hours, but we can't pray for like 5 minutes.
Does like drive time include that? Because
I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm not getting down to the specifics.
I mean, most of the time when I pray,
I mean,
it's
are
like
you looking for like loopholes or something?
no.
That's like me yesterday with this guy. You know, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it could be done anywhere, like prayer time, intimacy with Jesus. Like,
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're
That's-
limited to like where you can pray. Or
Yeah,
anything.
I'm
this-
just
we're
being
talking
dumb
about
asking questions.
we're talking about time here.
Like where you actually, where you actually like disconnect, like, and you turn off your phone and you don't get on the internet. You just put on some worship music or whatever.
Right.
Just sit there and just actually sit there and pray or just read the word. I don't know why. Like I said, I brought this up yesterday at the leaders events because it's been really heavy on me. Because I want to do more. Like I want to be able to sit there and do more. But, life happens.
Yeah.
You got to go to work or you got to go do this and you want to be with your family and there are times where I just want to sit there, but I feel like if I sit there, I'm not being productive. You know what I mean?
Sleep when you're dead.
No, like that doesn't apply. That doesn't apply to this.
Yeah,
Like
it does.
if I sit there,
Yeah, you're gonna feel bad that you're not doing something.
yeah.
Yeah, so don't rest.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have to rest, though.
Do you?
You do.
I mean, yeah, it's wise to rest.
Is it? Isn't that why we sleep?
But nothing productive gets done while you sleep.
Well, yeah, because you're resting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Jesus didn't sleep. Well, I didn't say Jesus didn't sleep. God didn't sleep when He created.
Well, that's God.
That's what I'm saying, though.
God can
Like
be
we're
awake
supposed
for
to
eternity.
be imitators of God,
I don't think we could be awake for an eternity
but we can rest.
when we sleep.
So
Okay.
Jerry's just giving me a hard time.
Yep.
These are facts.
These are not facts. Jerry's just very debatable person. He just wants to find loopholes and everything. How are we gonna wake up? How are we gonna stay awake for eternity, bro?
Well, I'm asking somebody's question, like that they might think. I might be wrong, but
Bro, we can't stay awake for eternity, bro. That's dumb.
Why would I want?
Oh, Chewy said it's 48 minutes.
Ah.
10% of 8 hours
it's
is 48 minutes.
minutes. That's a
Thank
good
you,
time.
Chewy,
That's a good time to like disconnect from the world.
for like an hour. It's like a solid hour.
Mhm.
Disconnect from the world. When's the last time you actually like disconnected? Do you
Like-
remember? Like, and I mean for real disconnected. I don't mean like my phone went off and I checked the phone or whatever the case is. Like, you just put your phone away and you just disconnected.
It's been a good minute, like a season ago, maybe, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, we went to Linger Conference last year. If you guys have never been to Linger Conference, you guys need to go to Linger Conference. It teaches you all about that. It teaches you all about rest and how to understand rest and the importance of rest. And I've been feeling convicted lately because I haven't been doing it. Like when I came back from Linger Conference, I was doing it all the time. And it's just that ministry mindset. You
Yeah.
jump right back into ministry. You just want to start serving again. And I don't care if I go to sleep late. I don't care if I'm tired. Like, I just want to, because you get in that mindset of like, as long as I'm serving, like, God is happy with me.
Yeah.
As long as I keep playing,
Is
as long
he?
as that's what I'm saying.
When-
Like that, we get in that mindset,
Right.
but we lose that time with Him, like, where it's just me and Him. And we think that because we're working, like God is happy. And a lot of times, it's the Mary Martha story. You guys know the Mary Martha story. It's like Mary is just sitting at the feet of Jesus, and Jesus is talking, and Martha's like running around all over the place trying to get the house ready, and then Jesus and Mary's just sitting there, and Martha starts to get mad at Mary, and she's like, "You're doing too much. You're not doing anything. You're not helping me. Like, you're just sitting there."
Yeah.
And Jesus ends up being pleased with her, like the one that's sitting at her feet, because sometimes that's all He wants.
He corrected her.
Yeah.
Like in terms of she's chosen to worship me. So I value that.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's a real good sign of us that grew up in ministry and watching our dads kind of work in ministry of like never really stopping. And I remember my dad, man, to this day, he still kind of has that work ethic of like ministry doesn't stop. And that's that old school stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good to have work ethic.
Because it's a good mentality to have, but when you can't
24/7, probably.
Yeah, when you can't pull away, dude.
Yeah.
That's how churches fall apart, dude.
Yeah.
Really. I've known too many pastors that have like engorged themselves in ministry and working and serving, and then they get so burnt out, and they leave the church, and when they leave, dude. Like they're out there partying, they're out there doing everything else. Like, yeah, man.
And I mean,
I wouldn't doubt it.
I've kind of experienced the same thing. I mean, I remember being at my dad's church, and within the 4th year of serving, I was already burnt out, but I go for the next 3 years of still being burnt out.
Only 4 years.
Oh my
I'm just kidding.
God. All right. Anyway,
Of only one Sunday a week.
only one Sunday a week, but I gotta deal with this guy.
No, but you see that people think
I'm
that.
fun.
No. Back when you were different.
Oh, that was more fun.
See, people think that, like, oh, it's only one Sunday a year. But those people, like, that grew up in the church, like, we're not there just one Sunday a year. Like, we're there, like, almost every day or every other day, like, fixing something or working on something.
Making the wheel turn.
Learning something.
Yeah.
Implementing something.
Yeah. And so that's why I said it goes, and really all of this ties back into tithes. Like, it really does, because you're giving your time. And even on top of that, those people that say, I don't want to give money and blah, 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 because the church doesn't need my money. Well, guess what? Like, people like us, we got to go out there and try to make it work with what we got, because we don't have no money to do anything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, tithing is a big deal. And people don't think that, because, like, what I heard the preacher say this one time. It's funny. He's like, I don't want to give the church nothing because they're all hypocrites in there. Like, they're all fake. Like, what am I going to give them money for? And he switched it, and I'll never forget this analogy. He's like, you give dollars to those strippers, though. They don't love you, but they act like they love you. And you give them all that money because you think they love you. And I was like, oh.
But they do love me.
And those
She
dudes,
called me by my name.
yeah. And I was like, dude, like, that's when it hit me. I was like,
Oh man.
don't call the church a bunch of hypocrites, and you're going to the strip club and giving them dollars because you think they love you.
Dude, that is such a good analogy.
Yeah, but they give me a good lap down.
They give me what I need. I'm just so lonely, okay? Please.
I hate everybody. So yeah, man. But yeah, that analogy, when I heard that, I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I got real convicted this Sunday about it, and yeah, man.
I mean, did you like break down on stage in the moment?
No, but like,
Here's my money.
when I get nervous, dude, like when I get nervous or I get convicted, like I start joking. Like, I'll just try to like play it off.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. I was like, "Ah, right now I feel the Holy Spirit convicting me that I'm not giving tithes. And I just want to convict somebody in here because you're probably not giving your tithes." And that's what I did,
point
dude.
of
just
finger
switching
at
it
somebody.
around.
And I know that guy right there has never given tithes. I look at the logs every day, buddy.
You're such a sad clown.
What's your name? Jason? I see you, Jason.
I know, Steve. You never give any money here. What's that pastor? You're the worst church member I've ever seen, buddy.
Man. Yeah. Oh, that clip is awesome.
You want me
dude.
to marry you guys? You're the worst church member I ever had in my life. Have you seen that clip?
Dude, it's, man, those meltdowns are epic, bro. Just because you see somebody so collected and calm, but you think about the moment that led up to that. It's like, how much crap did they have to put up with in order for him to have that kind of meltdown? Maybe,
that dude
maybe
was
it's just
furious.
old age, but dude, he just straight
He
up
was-
called that guy the worst church members ever. It's so great.
So
man.
next season, guys, once again, I just want to let everybody know that we're one episode away from our season finale. So next season, what we're going to start implementing, YouTube clips and videos and everything like that, because sometimes we talk about video clips and nobody's ever seen them. Like Jerry's sitting here looking at us like he has no idea what we're talking about, because Jerry just watches like, I don't know, like skater videos, like something old or something.
He watches unboxing videos.
Yeah, mystery box unveilings and mushroom videos and stuff like that.
He's
And,
just going to McDonald's and like, check out this McDonald's haul, bro.
Yeah, conspiracy theory videos about like Illuminati and
That's about 40%.
That's quite a bit, man.
I like watching Nikolai Tesla videos.
Of course.
oh man. And so I remember, man, dude, I'll never forget one time, Sergio Estrada. You guys know Sergio?
Yeah.
You know Sergio?
Sergio Estrada.
Yeah, he's the acoustic player.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I'll never forget this, dude. The dude was just had like the most savage moment ever, dude. Like, he was like, it was back when Obama was president, I remember, and we were sitting.
Political.
Yeah, we were sitting at like we were just having a dinner with a bunch of friends, and one of the girls is there, and she goes, we're talking about, I don't remember what we're talking about, but Obama came up, and she goes, Obama is the Antichrist. And we're like, what? It's like, yeah, guys, Obama is the Antichrist. Go look it up on YouTube. And Sergio was like, yeah, because YouTube is such a resourceful source that you can use, and it's probably true, right? And he just kept eating his meal, and I was like,
Just
that is
no pause.
yeah, like no kind of like reaction, just slammed her and then just kept eating. Yeah, because YouTube is such an accurate tool, right?
Just
You
keep
see,
eating.
That's
It's so great, man.
I agree and disagree with that.
Dude, you can't believe YouTube, bro.
Okay.
Don't bring me facts from YouTube.
When it
bro.
comes to conspiracy,
no, Jerry.
sure, you can doubt me, you can say no, whatever, all the time. But that same YouTube is the same YouTube that people that hate mechanics and rather work on their own car fix their car on their own.
That's a completely different.
That's what I'm saying. But
Argument
people
here.
bash on YouTube so hard about like,
I mean, are
oh,
you,
it's not a legit source of facts.
Dude, like Bailey can upload stuff to YouTube. Like that's what I'm saying.
Right. And she can. And she might be right about what she's uploading.
She's like, unicorns poop popcorn. It's like, facts, bro. YouTube, bro.
And it might be purple popcorn too.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, bro, for real, bro. If you think about it, bro, like, if you go back to the George Bush senior years, bro, unicorns were a real thing in Area 51, bro.
They had them. Area 51
George
had
W.
unicorns.
George W. See, but if you want to take it back further, bro, we think about Reagan's era, Reaganomics, bro.
No, and
You just keep going down
They
the
just
rabbit hole.
destroyed all the
You
unicorns,
you
bro.
just keep going down the
that's
rabbit
where like the
hole.
pool of conspiracies come from.
Some heroined out, drug fueled like conspiracy from the 80s.
Like the first ever acid
It's some-
addict.
It's some junkie from like the punk scene, like in the 80s, and he's like 50 now. He's just like tweaking
Bush did
out.
9/11.
Still wearing Misfit shirts. Like, yeah.
He's got the black flag tattoo.
That's America for you.
That is America. This is America.
America.
Don't finish that song.
Nope.
No, man, but yeah. So we were talking last night at our leaves advance.
Yeah.
And so there's another topic I wanted to talk about. I know we're about. I know we got about like 20 minutes left.
Okay.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he started going to this church, and they don't allow him to play at any other church if he's gonna play at that church.
Really?
Yeah. So what do you think about churches that are like, if you're gonna play at this church, you can only exclusively be at this church? Because we talked about this last night.
I'll be like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I don't know.
It's just the question of like, is it okay? This is just up for discussion. This
Yeah.
isn't like trying
No,
to
it's
prove
not
a point.
okay. Don't resist. Don't hold me back from.
This is what you would say.
I'll say something else.
You're holding me back, bro.
I'm trying to make my art.
Yeah,
You just don't want to see me grow, bro.
man, just trying to bring me down.
So, like, to one point, I understand it.
Yeah.
And but to the other side, I don't understand it. Because whenever that stuff happens, like, I know one major church, Elevation Church, they do that. But they are a super huge, thriving church. And they say if you become part of Elevation Church, if you come on staff, if you become a volunteer, if you come on the worship team, you can only be a part of Elevation Church. And I think to some level it's because you carry that name with you. So you carry Elevation Church with you.
Sure.
So if you go somewhere else and you cut up or you act a fool somewhere else, you're linked to Elevation Church. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But to another degree, I'm on the other side as well. It's like, but there's so many resources out there.
Sure.
There's so many people I can learn from outside of just this one place. And that's kind of where the mindset of Uproar came from. It's like there's so many resources. There's so many people out there that know so much. Why not share that information with the people? Like,
Yeah.
Why not connect with those people that can share that
Yeah,
information?
why
with
not unite with others?
Yeah. So, what do you think? Is it something?
I mean, I get it. Trying to value and protect the name, but don't you feel like restricted now?
I don't know. That I guess that's depending on the person. Like, what is their real agenda? Like, what's their real motives? Like, am I
Because-
here to serve a church, or am I here to be like an artist?
Right, because yeah, I get it. You're gonna be in that church, you're gonna stick to that. But then you have a friend that hits you up out of nowhere, like, hey,
Gabby says that's whack. No, it's not okay. Are we not enabled each other? Are we not to enable each other and to grow from glory to glory? Now
Yeah,
you have
wait.
to stay committed. I get it.
Gabby,
Like she's going like all over the place. No, yes, no, yes. Because like I said, there's two sides to this.
Gabby.
Armendariz.
Yeah. Shout out to
Gabby, shout out to
Gabby.
Gabby. Killing it. Yeah, she's out there killing it at, is it Freedom Church? Was it Freedom Church? Gabby, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But
correct
yeah.
him. Correct
Hola,
him,
¿qué
good.
tal?
What's
But-
up, girl?
Yeah, so so what do you think, Franco?
I think you brought up a good point. I mean, you represent, you have, you almost have this brand on you
Mm-hmm.
um, of a ministry where they don't want to be represented in a negative
Free Life
way.
Church. Sorry.
Free Life Church. Okay. Where they, I mean, I get you're trying to protect the brand or the name or the ministry,
Right.
um, but from another aspect, um, probably another question would be is how seasoned are these musicians? Because one, you could look at it as
Medium well.
medium well. I mean, what if they're beginner level and they're just really not? It's the culture of the church is volunteer based. You have a lot of volunteers, but none of them have really mastered their craft. So so my question is, how beneficial would that environment be to a beginner if he can't learn outside of the realm of that ministry? So
Well, let me ask you this.
yeah.
When you were learning your instrument at first,
Mm-hmm.
you learned it like me. I'm just going to use me for an example. When
Mhm.
I first learned music, the only time I played music was at my church.
Right.
And I got very well at doing it at my church.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until once again I hit that sort of peak or that plateau to where I was like, I need to learn more.
Yeah.
That's when I ventured out.
Sure.
So as far as beginners go, I think that it is important for them to stay in to learn what it learns to really mean to be in a band, to really learn what it means to be in collaboration and to be able to flow off other people, to learn that first.
So now you're talking about being like in a smaller church compared to like we're comparing to Elevation being like this huge big name church.
Any church with recognition.
Or even any church in general that says you can't play anywhere else, you need to just play here.
It can even be like your own dad's church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I think it's just an interesting thing where you have, it's almost like you set up a gray line for people to kind of choose what side they're on. I don't think it's a negative thing when you come at it from the aspect of we're trying to protect our people and the ministry. I get it from that aspect. But again, I mean, if the goal here is to get better at your craft, I mean, I think the decision is on the individual to say, well, I'm going to get lessons, you know, because it's few and far between where churches offer lessons. I mean, a lot of times they kind of learn off of YouTube, and that's kind of the generation of
Now,
I just learned it off of YouTube.
we didn't have YouTube when I was growing up.
Right.
It's like you watched the drummer really good, and then you got up there and were like, "This is what he was doing."
I
Like,
think this is
Yeah.
what he was doing, and then you just imitate it horribly.
I remember that. Those were good times.
But you develop your own style at that point. But I think it's.
I feel like
for me at least, I think it's the choice of the individual if he wants to continue in that ministry and say, "I'm going to keep playing," or to say, "You know what? I don't think it's a good fit. Let me just keep going to this church, but let me go ahead and practice on this craft. So let me go ahead and just learn from a teacher. Let me get several teachers." For me, back when I was at Christ for the Nations, I actually had two teachers. For about a year, I had one for theory and one for technique. And that helped me out so much.
barely.
you're
Well,
still not even good.
right.
You had 3 teachers, and you're still not good.
If anybody can explain a major 7 chord to me, please just chime in.
Please just help me.
I'm trying to learn.
I'm trying to be great.
YouTube isn't helping me. But no, that's just kind of the decision that I made of like, you know what? I want to get better at this. Let me go ahead and get lessons to further that.
Right.
Not just be the typical church musician of, well, I learned it off of YouTube, or that's what YouTube told me, or that's what this one person told me.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's like I said. I understand both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's the discussion that we're trying to have of
Yeah.
like, not whether it's right or wrong, but here's the subject.
Here's both sides.
Yeah, here's both sides.
Yeah.
And they both happen.
Yeah.
They do both happen.
So Gabby says, sorry, posted too soon. Okay, I think we need covering and commitment,
Mhm.
but we also need leaders that empower and don't hold you back to what God is calling you to do.
Right.
Again, under covering and commitment, as long as your pastor gives you green light, it's all good.
And that's totally valid as well.
So what happens when the pastor says no?
Go ahead. I mean,
Yeah. Too bad.
too bad I'm going to keep doing it, or too bad I'm not going to do it.
Too bad as in I'm going to go anyways, or too bad as in like I got to listen to my pastor?
I guess both.
It's a cop-out answer.
It really
Just
is.
whatever you want to do, bro.
We're talking about something that totally depends on the person. Like, you either have the person that commits to his church and wants to strive more and be innovated. Like you said, like teach classes, strive for the future people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the selfish person, basically, that's like, nah, I'm going to go over here.
I think, I mean, with the years that I've been in just played around in different churches as a volunteer, like I'll sub in on a Sunday, like, hey, we need an electric guitar. Can you fill in? Sure. The word narcissism comes around, where a lot of people have egos. And I think that's where I feel like that's where it's rooted. It's either you're going to address your ego at that point where you're going to submit to your pastor's authority or to the covering of the ministry and say and make the decision of like, am I going to address this in my ego to say, hey, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I don't need to sing with or play with such and such ministry because I'm here.
Right.
Now, of course, this isn't just me saying like that's how it needs to be. This is me just playing, kind of devil's advocate of like, you have this, but you also have this.
Yeah, because like I said, I always go back to the understanding of what is your real motives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do with this musicianship that has been given to you?
Yeah.
Do you want to use it to serve your church, or are you wanting to be an artist?
Yeah.
Now, when you say serve the church, all right, so we're Levites, and our
Come through, Levites. Okay, I see. I hear you
Okay.
talking biblical words.
Okay.
Do it, Jerry.
that just come out of my mouth.
Do it, Jerry.
We're supposed to lead people into the presence of the Lord, correct?
Right.
Through music.
Correct.
If that's not your true and only motive, being a musician in a church, then you're better off, like, trying to be an artist, go play at local bars or whatever, and start to see if you can make it. But if you're in a church and you're playing music, I mean, lead the people.
So, then are you saying that you should be able to do that anywhere?
Yes.
So even if your church says no,
I guess it just goes to honoring, because if you really are committed to your church, then
there
honor
it is, Jerry.
Yeah. That's
it.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Hey.
All these episodes of Jesus and Bros. He's
Look
starting to
at
figure it out. He's got
Jerry
it going.
is learning.
It always comes down. It always comes. But it's that's what it comes down to, man. It's good. That's good, Jerry.
Yeah.
So we have another question. So what would you do? This is from Manny Abrego. So what would you say if a pastor did that and pastored many churches? We would say, why is he doing that? He needs to stay committed to one church.
Wait, so
So if a pastor was preaching like all over the place.
Wait,
Oh.
pastoring or just like being an evangelical?
Well, let's. He said pastoring. Shout out to the guy who's pastoring mad churches.
right.
Um,
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? He's pastoring
But,
like 5 churches?
yeah, like one church is like a big enough headache. But like I said, what about those pastors that go preach everywhere? Like
That, yeah,
that's a good question.
that does bring up a good point. I mean,
Like,
But do they have like their own home church? Like,
yeah, like they pastor a church. Like that's crazy. Like now that I think about it, Elevation Church, right?
hmm
Don't play nowhere else. You
Right.
got to be at Elevation Church, period.
right,
But Stephen Furtick, like,
travels all over.
yeah,
Yeah.
and goes and preaches everywhere.
And don't like Levites and like preachers like kind of go hand in hand.
I mean, the message would be kind of whack if you didn't have a keyboard player behind you or organ player behind you. So, I mean, and you're gonna I mean, if you're
So is this their loophole then? Like
I don't know.
musicians can't.
we don't know.
But speakers can't.
I'm not speaking from the
Yeah, that's what I said.
perspective of
That's
like,
what I'm
I don't
saying.
know.
It's a solid point. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I brought it up, and like I said, I understand. I really do understand both sides, but it was just I guess I hadn't heard that since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing up, like in a church where they were like, just learn, just here, just play here. That's all you need to play.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm older and I've connected with people and I've met people and I've played at several churches,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I enjoy doing it. I like doing it. And not for the reason of, and I keep going back to that because I think it's motive. Like, what is your motives? Like, what is
Yeah.
your real agenda?
Yeah.
Because like you were saying earlier, like, if your agenda is to serve at the church, and if it's not to serve at the church, then you might as well go play at a bar, or you might as well go play at the club.
Yeah.
But that mindset, because I think that mindset comes from me when I was younger. Like, I want to go play in a cool punk band, or I want to go play blah blah blah. But now it's different because you can actually become a legitimate gospel artist or a legitimate worship artist.
Oh yeah.
So like, it really just goes back to, what is your motive? Are you looking to shine? Are you looking to
Sure.
go out to churches because you want to be seen, or what is it?
I mean that's where I come from. Like, as far as the mindset of like where I'm still kind of, you feel people out when you're in a new musical situation,
Right.
Any worship leader, musician, but I think we've all been kind of doing this long enough where we can just be like, okay, here's the show off, or here's
Oh yeah,
lazy
off the bat
dude.
you can tell those kind of people.
Right. But like you were saying, motive is. I feel like motive is real tied to your ego. Where there's certain things in somebody's character where they're not addressing it, and they come off as jerks.
Right.
And they're like, man, I mean, what's this guy's deal? Like, he thinks he's better than me, or so on and so forth. I mean, we've met people like this. But I think you all chalk it down. I mean, as far as me, I've chalked it down to, it's people just being kind of in love with themselves. Narcissism at its finest. Where
I'm great. I'm anointed.
yeah, I'm great. I'm anointed.
Yeah.
My ministry.
Yeah. That's where it comes from. That's where that joke comes from.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ruin this ministry.
You're not gonna ruin my ministry.
Not mine. Yeah.
I thought you were just a temple.
You bring up a good point. It's very good, Jerry. Look at you learning.
No.
So we got 5 minutes, guys. I want to give thank you to our sponsors. The vacuum shop that's on Jacksboro Highway that nobody ever goes into. Shout out to them. Thank you. I don't even know. Hoover. Thank you, Hoover.
Is it Hoover?
I don't know. Maybe.
I remember it's a bullseye. Right? It's a bullseye.
Yeah,
It's a bullseye.
Nobody goes in there.
I've never been in there. I've seen it there for years, and it's still open, dude. Oh, Steve Campos says it ain't there no more. They lied, bro.
Oh,
They sponsored
whack.
our show tonight, and they lied, bro.
Man,
Their
bro.
check bounced, bro.
That's how mad I am.
But yeah, so once again, just to finish out the night, thank you guys for everybody who chimed in tonight. Thank you guys for everybody who was talking to us, who was commenting and everything. We just want to, one more time, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like our episodes, we have one episode left before our season finale. Before the season finale comes up.
I just want to press buttons.
And so next week will be our season finale, episode 8, Jesus and Bros, and then we're gonna go on vacation, and then we're gonna come back on season 2 with a little bit more updated stuff. And but yeah, guys, thank you guys thank you guys once again for everybody who watched. Thank you guys for supporting us. The last 7 shows, we got 1 show left, and once again, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go like us on Instagram, Jesus and Bros. Go like us on Facebook. And don't forget, Uproar is playing at TPC this Friday, Turning Point Church down there in Burleson, right off 35. We'll be there leading worship with the Turning Point Church family. And then on Sunday, we have our Uproar Unites. If you've never been to one, you need to get there. We're coming together, praying over the city of Fort Worth, bringing people together. We're worshiping, and we love it. And I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you to my friends Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you to my friend David Franco.
Hey.
God bless you guys. And we love you, and we'll see you guys next week, 8 o'clock.
God bless you.